Hey, 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 welcome back. Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. Sorry I haven't been on in a couple of days. I've been really busy with, trying to get YouTube actually organized, to be honest with you. It's like, you know, when I first started to do videos, I just started to do videos. There's a whole back screen to YouTube anyway. So now I just want you guys to know my subscriptions are up. I have 3 tiers, $7.99, $9.99, and I believe there's another one for $19.99, I think. And that one has a lot of different things, like you get even certified within my Oracle system. However, I'm going to be doing a lot more live streams and a lot more education for my subscribers. And for those people that really want to heal the effects of trauma, they're going to get the healing modalities to help them do that, because people don't realize that when we go through trauma, we detach, we disassociate. And then what happens is there's a lack of connection to the physical body and the physical world and the physical elements of the physical world. So relationships tend to be off. And then what happens is that we attract people that are not, they don't have the caliber that we have, okay? Because Scorpios have caliber. They have caliber, a lot of it. They're passionate. They're warm. They got fire. They're manifestors. You know why? Because emotional energy is actually the conduit to actually manifest. It's the thoughts that you think and the emotions that you have. And when you embody that energy, well, the universe says, there you go. So, that's the miracle of healing. We can heal our body and mind. They're self-healing organisms. That's how our Creator made us. So when we cut ourselves, we have the potential to heal. Some people might have a little bit of a compromised immune system. I get it. However, can they heal that? Well, they can make it better. What I've noticed is when we have lived generational trauma over and over and over, like let's just say you come from a long line of people that have anxiety and nervous system conditions because of that anxiety, from living in survival mode. The environment conditioned them. And so what happens is that you can heal it to a point, but you may not be able to heal it all the way on your own. Like that's what medication is for. So it's not that we should get rid of medication, because sometimes we need to assist the body to get it to a point where it can heal. But all sickness and disease is rooted in the spiritual. See, it's our environment that creates our reality. So when you form habits and behaviorisms that helped you survive in your childhood, and that means emotionally too, and that means that if you had an avoidant parent or if you had some narcissistic parent, then guess what? You're going to get that energy again, and the reason why is because life here on earth is a school where you get the test first and then the lesson, and you say, why? And the spirit says, we wouldn't have a connection. It's that I need to display my glory through the most broken aspects of you. And that's when you see your life through a different perception, because that's really what healing is just seeing a different perception of your situation and then actually embodying the new consciousness. Otherwise, what happens is that that energetic template, which is when we go through an experience that's traumatic, that stays on us, subconsciously we're holding it in. And so the universe is listening to that. And so it's not that you're deserving of, not love, but that's what it can feel like. It's like, how come I never get a person that honors me, respects me, loves me, treats me the way that I treat them? How come they don't show up for me, but I show up for them? It's always the same karmic themes that put you in a place of limitation. But again, there's many different realities that play it at one time. So Spirit says, why are you living that reality? You shouldn't be living that reality. That's a wrong reality. So we can heal. So obviously these readings have a therapy style to them, because it's not just what your person did, what they're going to do. We want to know why this is happening. It's again so that you can stop the karmic cycles that keep you stuck. Who cares about them? They might not learn. However, they have more of a chance of learning when you change. When you change, you automatically change the environment. You're powerful. A lot of times we don't think that we are. All right. I just wanted to mention too, I don't know if you noticed my beautiful bracelets. I got these from Otter Spirit and I just love them. And the reason why is because this part of the bracelets go to saving the otters. You know, they were getting extinct in California. And so I think 10% of every single purchase, and I love these. This is I love this one. This is watermelon calcia calzonian. I can never pronounce. And this is black and white dragon agate, and this is rose jasper, and it's like it's all for the heart. See, you always know what you need when it comes to you just saw a picture of them in vacation. Oh, of these bracelets? Um, but or the guy. Oh, yeah. So anyway, I like these because it's like your crystals, whether or not you have crystals at home or you go into a shop, the crystal calls to you. You may say, "Oh, I just thought it was pretty," which is always what I say. No, I just liked it, or it was big and it was cheap. That's, that was the first one I bought was a huge citrine, and I said I bought it was because it was cheap, and Spirit said, "No, you needed it." It's again, you'll think, "Oh, but at that moment in time, your brain will say, I need that one for whatever reason. And when you look at the meaning of the bracelets, what you'll see is you actually need it because I know I have a closed heart chakra. I mean, all healers are not 100% healed. It's just, I mean, we'd be dead. And understand healing is a process. You're never done. You know, and the people that know my story know that my mom tried to kill me several times. My father had cancer 8 times, upper and lower back surgery, 2 hip replacement. I saw the spiritual disease up front and personal, and it's not pretty. And the habits and behaviorisms that come from living in that environment and from it, you begin to self-hate yourself. And that takes you further away from yourself. So this work is all about, again, integrating the spirit part of yourself so you can create your own heaven on earth, because that's a promise. And I don't know if you know, but there's a spiritual war happening right now. And it's one that's on your consciousness. That yes, there are good entities, and there's a lot of good people that are like, but there's also a lot of bad. And depending on what environment you've been in, you know, so you have to be careful. Put your armor on. You have to do it. And that's by understanding how you manifest your life. You know, you have spirit inside of you. So you have spiritual sovereignty. You know, you have that. And that's, they don't want you to think that you have it. They want you to get stuck in, I don't have enough money. I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. They want you to get stuck in the perception. Don't let them do it. Remember, the kingdom of heaven's inside of you. If you can imagine it, you can create it. You are the alchemist of your life. Take your power back. You must if you want to be loved. You must if you want to have financial stability. You must. You must love yourself. I know we all want to look for that answer outside of ourselves. The perception is that is how, but the Spirit God says, no, it's not. I'm inside of you. So it's always inside of you. Your imagination, if you can imagine it, you can create it. It's where your passions is. Spirit says the underlying energy is diplomacy. I hate that word. You know why? Because I always feel like you're dealing with an asshole and how are you supposed to deal with them diplomatically? But do you want to deal with an asshole or someone that's mean diplomatically? No, you want to rip their head off. And Spirit says, well, that's again, so we want to deal with the negative energy diplomatically. So it means that you're connected to someone that it's like you're just, you don't even know what to say. It's like, you see what I did? A blee, a blee, a blee, a blee, a blee. That's all, folks. Like, it's like, I don't know what even to say. You know, it's like, because like, how, first of all, how can you treat me like that? How can you treat yourself like that? Like, how do you expect to repair this? Are you delusional? Like what, and possibly because this person's coming back to you and you know it on some level. You're like, I know I'm going to hear from this motherfucker. And I really don't want to hear from them. So I'm mad, but I do have feelings for them. But like they ruined everything. So it's again this paradoxical energy. It's again where it's not really natural, but there is still this natural connection that you and this person have. That's what makes it difficult because there's a knowing. There's a knowing about this person and what they've gone through, possibly because you've gone through it yourself. Possibly because you're like, I just deal with people that need healing so I can see it. I can recognize it. So you have this empathy, and there is this, spiritual connection that should have really been like a twin flame connection. But, there was a wrong turn back at Albuquerque. So, it looks not like what is natural. It's like everything that this connection could have been, you fucked it. It's like, and there's a sense of hurt on your part. And so the spirit says, grounding. Get back in your body, Alice. Get back in your body. And it's like, how could I get back into my body? I'm so aggravated because like what they do makes my head spin, makes me ruminate for days and days and days. And I'm triggered and I feel like a crazy person. And spirit says, diplomatically, be as wise as a serpent, but be as gentle as a dove. Never let them know what you're thinking. It's like this person would love for you to be emotional. You already know that they're toxic. Spirit says they would love it. It's again because then, hey, wouldn't it be just so much easier? I don't have to take responsibility for how I treated you because you don't think that I know how I treated you. It's like it's how I treat everybody. This is the same story. I thought it was going to be different, is where you're at. It's again where spirit says, well, the problem is that you didn't see that this person's inferior of you. Yes, you're everything that they wanted to be. You have all the ingredients. But why? Because people don't look at other people like they have ingredients unless they're missing those ingredients themselves, or they admire them, or there's a sense of that they can get something from those ingredients. Otherwise, we have enough ingredients here to make our own cake. And we like the cake that we know how to make because, hey, it's our fucking cake. So it's like if I want to make it with chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, and whatever, it's my cake. Some people like a lot of dressing on it, and some people don't like. I like just plain. It's like you get to do that, where this person likes everything that you are. And so, but they're not on the same level. And that would be a disaster just in itself. And you might not have seen that because competition. You might have said, well, I wanted to help them. Because I have feelings, and it's like, and that would be that you're a good person. Unfortunately, you're getting criticized. You get punished for that. And the reason why we go back to this. This says again, hey, we're emotional. We're emotional. We react with emotion. And there's a lot of fire behind that emotion because Scorpios know how to sting. I'll take you down. I'll take you down, motherfucker. It's like if I hurt my heart, like that, and I loved you that much, it's like, because it comes back down to being self-critical, where spirit says we don't have to beat ourselves up. You're beating yourself up. I understand this person's self-critical. They don't like who they are. But again, how you reacted, you don't like the way. Well, I look like now I'm the one that looks like the bad person. But look at what they did. Look at how they treated me. Look at how, and Scorpios have a way we like to be right. There's just a sense of, hey, what's wrong and right, and listen. And Spirit says, yes, yes, yes. But we don't hold the score. Unconditional love is not that. to understand you're not comfortable because this relationship should have been that unconditional love. And this person was not. So it's like, again, I don't know how to deal with them when they come back. And so Spirit's saying, it's again, if you react emotionally, you're the one that's going to be that one. So you have to deal with it diplomatically, because this is a karmic test. Because you might be like, why the fuck is this person coming back? And Spirit says, well, you have to look at things from a spiritual perspective. So don't get self-critical about how you handled it. This person already is self-critical. Otherwise, you're mirroring this person's energy. Remember, you're a mirror of what comes into your life. You didn't do anything wrong. There's a sense of, well, they're acting like that. No, that's their manipulation tactic. And that's because, hey, forever they've been doing this. And so what have they been doing forever? What have they been doing forever? Lonely. Like, again, they never really give the person anything emotionally. Like, you felt like you were more alone in this connection. So even if they were spending time, they weren't really spending quality time. They weren't connecting to you on an emotional level. Maybe, again, you felt like it was so, like, you knew that this person wasn't going to show up for you. Like, and not, it's like you didn't feel safe in really letting this person in. And that's what makes the relationship lonely, because even if the person wasn't around, but they were giving something, like, you'd have that to focus on. The fact they gave nothing. Again, the time, just, you felt you had more time for other people than me. And that's a tactic. And that's a tactic where I'm going to create the illusion that I am superior, that I am so busy, that I'm so desired. And I know you have feelings for me, and I know you're emotional, because, hey, we go back to that diplomatic thing here. Well, it's, again, we have to know that this person be like, well, the emotional, that you're going to feel bad. And what are you going to do then? Well, you can run after me. You can, pamper me. You can actually degrade yourself, understand which this person has had that happen. Like, they know how to do that. It's a tactic, where it's like you just felt out of place. Like, you make me feel like there's something off with me, because this person feels off. Like, again, so what happens is they create the persona. That's a second chakra imbalance. They overcompensate, or they undercompensate. So I have feelings for you. So I'm going to act like I don't have any feelings for you at all, so that you have the illusion of, well, what the fuck? I know that this person has feelings for me because I know what I feel. But what they're saying is, no, you don't. You don't feel that. It's like, and if you begin to question yourself, which, hey, what it seems like, and I'm not going to call anybody out, luminous guy, but I'm going to call you out because you're in the chat, that, hey, that you fell for it. You fell for it. So that's why there's a sense of, fuck you. That you think, like, it's tricked me. How dare you do that to me? Where it's, again, made me feel inadequate. You make me displaced as that. You make me feel inadequate. This person, that people don't make people feel inadequate unless they feel inadequate. And so Spirit's saying, I'm just going to intervene here. No one should have been able to make you feel that way. So there's your wound. There's a wound. Just pay attention to that. Why? Because we don't want to attract the same shit. We don't want to, like, again, or if that shit comes to us, which it will, because you didn't pass the test. So be prepared the next time around, because Spirit says, when you don't pass the test, you get like a fragment of the same type of scenario. So you have to hold yourself to a certain standard. And this person was like, I'm going to emotionally get you caught up. Because, hey, that's a karmic theme of yours. You look dumb because you emotionally react. When meanwhile, you're like, well, look what they did. And Spirit says, we know. It's, again, but then it becomes all about your reaction. And then you feel bad. And then you're overcompensating. It's a childhood wound. We didn't get to that part yet. But that's why it's like, why do I react? It's a childhood wound. It's like, it's because when you weren't acknowledged when you were a child, we didn't get to that part yet. But, spirit's like, well, we'll give you a little hint, that you're not crazy for acting the same, but like, and for to be getting triggered, it's the spirit's way of saying, get this shit off of me. That doesn't belong to me. That like something's wrong with me. I'm inadequate. I'll be damned. I'm not inadequate. That's what your spirit inside of you is saying. That's why you're going to ruminate. That's why you're going to get mad, because the higher self is a God part of self that says that's not accurate. You can say all day long that there's something wrong with you and this person can make you feel that way, but all day long I'm going to fight you on that because I gave you free will. I'm not an asshole. I'm not going to say, oh, that's okay, you could say that we're inadequate and that maybe we need to dummy that. No, that's not going to be, is what, because this person wants to avoid you and not give you any attention. It's all the same thing. All the same thing. It's like I'm gonna like come into your life and stir up your emotions and then leave, trigger the abandonment. Spirit says, how many times did they do that? They didn't do it once, you know. Came in and out, here for a good time, not a long time. Treated you undervalued, and spirit says, and you didn't notice that. That's a problem, spirit saying that you didn't notice that this person was deceiving. You didn't feel that. There's a God part of self, and that God part of self is your gut, intuition, inner knowing. It's claircognizance. It's the clairsentience of it feels off. Feels off, you know? And the more that I just can feel it, I know it. I know it, and I'm going to find it. And there's always a call to action after the intuition. But spirit says, but you know what? You were so close up to the picture now. I don't see anything because what is this person going to do? Oh, are they going to see me today? Are they not going to see me? Are they going to call? Are they not going to call? Why are they doing what they're doing? Spirit says, see how you didn't pay attention to me? I'm inside of you, and I'm telling you every second of the day what you need to do. And this is what this person had, that type of control. I gave you free will, but like, again, I'm not going to let you drive off the cliff and not have, consequences. That's the consequences. You abandoned yourself, and you abandoning yourself because of the passion, that person I want. And spirit said they liked you. It's like, that's what it looked like. There is something wrong with them. They're lost. It's again because people that know who they are, they don't need to deceive, they don't need to pretend, they don't need to create illusions, they don't need to do any of that. So that's the problem, where again this person knew that you were going to be afraid of losing them and that you wanted them there with you. That's what this person knows, that you were going to look over the unhealthy habits and behaviorisms. It's all about like restarting a relationship almost, where you're not paying attention to the fact that this person just is battling inner demons. You're just paying attention to the fact that there's a telepathic bond, but this person is showing you that they have mental health issues. And you may say not, but spiritual issues really mirror, psychological and mental issues like bipolar, just narcissism, like just sociopath, and that's really what it is. This person always makes unhealthy attachments. So if you're gonna be standing your true self, well, this person's gonna get nervous. And the reason why is because it triggers their inadequacy. There's a spirit inside of them too that's triggering them all the time. But because they're not healed, they project. So they have to create that illusion. And again, it was all about the rose-colored glasses. That's what it was. It's like by creating the facade, it wasn't real. And that's the thing, the illusion that you thought that it was real. God says, how did that happen? And oh, this is why the telepathic bond. Oh, this is why there was a connection. But again, but to the point that you're not paying attention to like that because the person kept you all like that. So you're like, well, that's not my fault. But Spirit says they taught you, and they taught you to do something, because it would hurt too long to stay connected to this type of person. That's why, again, they're going to show up, and trust me, they want you to be reactionary. They're not healed, and I know that because people do not heal this type of stuff within a month, 2 months. They actually have to do the work. Now, they could be in the process of doing the work. I'm not saying, and we'll look to see, but I don't again, this is more about your healing is in the story, is what Spirit's saying at this point. But inquiring minds want to know, is this person struggling or feel hurt or is going to get hit by a train because they weren't nice to me? Tell me something that's going to make me feel a little bit better. And Spirit says or that's going to feed our ego, is what Spirit says. And I'm like, yes, inquiring minds want to know. But Spirit says what's most important is the healing. We will look at that part. But again, it's about the healing because you attracted this person that hurt you. Spirit says play, number one. The inner child wounds. What is the inner child wounds? Well, we go through experiences, and those experiences create perceptions, and those perceptions make us feel a certain way about ourselves. And then we live from that level of consciousness, and so it helped us survive in childhood because our parents were like, you better do it, otherwise you're going to get a whooping, if you don't go to school and do as everything that I tell you to do. But then you really haven't created your own identity, Spirit saying, because play is that, when we go out and we play, we find ourselves. Hey, I went down to the gun range today and I met Harry. And you know what? I was shooting off apples and he shot off bananas, and and he showed me this trick, and now we're going here and then we're going there. We're going to the range. And did you plan any of that? No, I just bought a gun and I wanted to learn how to shoot. And every day I was there and I met somebody. You didn't plan anything. Play, hobbies, interests. It doesn't matter what it is. Be childlike, because children don't have perceptions of, I'm inadequate. Look at this cardboard box that I was going to make into a treehouse. I can't use that fucking thing. It's cardboard. No, they say that's going to be my fort. And then when I get home, I'm going to put a blanket inside of it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a hole in it. They're using the imagination. Spirit says, hello, get in your body, go out and play. Utilize the broken things that are in your environment that aren't perfect. Don't have judgment on yourself. Don't have judgment on the broken structures that I'm bringing to you, because nothing's permanent. Everything's here to help you evolve so you can go with the flow of life. That's healing your second chakra. Playing is that. Relationship problems, second chakra imbalance. Second chakra imbalance, hey, I feel inadequate. There's something wrong with me. God says there's nothing wrong with you. I don't make broken. You're putting your pants on like a damn shirt again. It's like, do something different. You're sucking stupid. It's again, do something different. You see yourself differently. This element. I got to go out and play. Spirit says you want someone to love you, but you don't want to find where your passion is. It doesn't make sense to me. Spirit says, you don't love yourself that much because you didn't feel loved growing up. Because again, and well, I was around what my parents told me to do, and I didn't, but I always felt like I didn't belong. I always felt like, I didn't fit anywhere, or I didn't really, my heart wasn't in it, and Spirit says, yeah, that's the disconnect, because it's really disconnection from yourself. Not feeling supported, really, when the universe is bringing you everything that you need. But if you're not going out there and playing and finding yourself and meeting different people and introduced to new situations and experiences, then again, however you grew up is pretty much that perception of yourself, because you didn't find it And Spirit says, and look, you're like a little bit belittled, like emotional abuse, psychological abuse. What how'd you do on your math test? Oh, you failed again, stupid, huh? Yeah. Yeah, oh, was that a pimple on your face? Well, you got to do something with that hair. That you're not very attractive. The little insults that parents can do when they get mad. They're human too, you know. Or I'm in a bad mood. I just don't have time for you. It's like, oh, I'm working all the time, or I'm sick. It can't be there for you. Again, the perception of that. But belittled tells me, well, like I was brought up by a narcissist, like a parent that kind of like made me feel bad about myself. And so Spirit says, yeah. And that's a big deal because that emotional imprint that you lived in is still on your subconscious mind, where you attracted someone that kind of had that attitude. Yeah. And you don't see that because you didn't love yourself enough. It's again, and I don't make junk, Spirit says. And meanwhile, look at this. You had an intuition the whole time. You had intuition the whole time, Spirit says, because this is the like you're intuitive, but oh, it didn't work then. Spirit says it works sometimes. So sometimes I'm there and sometimes I'm not. No, I'm there all the time, Spirit says. I'm everywhere. I'm ubiquitous. I'm omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscience, which means I am chi prana, the air that you breathe, again, and I'm inside of you. I am the universe. I'm the extension of the universe because I made the universe. So it has my energy, which is unconditional love, which is the energy that's inside of you, which is the energy that connects you to every single person on the planet when you give and receive of love through your free will. Just takes a mustard seed. I make that multiply, but look at you. You're going to ignore what I'm telling you? Spirit says, I'm telling you, this person. And you're like caught up in that thing. So this is why Spirit said, oh, there's karmic consequences for not listening, to that. You abandon yourself. And if you don't abandon yourself, understand you'll never lose. People will try. And not just love relationships, everyone will try to make you compromise yourself. So you really must love yourself enough. And Spirit said you didn't. It's like, and so the lies and the secrets, and the lies is again that is that but to be belittled, whatever you were called, whatever. And then the shadow is a secret where it's like Spirit says that no, that it's a facade. It's like it's an illusion. Everything's an illusion. Everything is your perception. There's many different realities that play it at one time. It's like I didn't make you not lovable, but you have to become it to get it. It's again, and because you didn't get it, and you're like, well, I'm just kind of looking for it. Spirit says you got to go out and get it. It's a grounding issue. It's again, you don't think I know what you want. You don't think that I don't know your type. I know everything about you. You're down there to remember who you are and what you want. So you're like, I don't trust myself. So it's a faith walk. So again, mastery comes in doing. Have the focus is what Spirit's saying. And because, hey, look at all this space. It's an empty. There's nothing there. There's no passion. There's no hobbies. There's no if there's work and there's friends and there's stuff. But Spirit says the passion needs to be consistent. It's again, it has to be. And so it's again by joining things, being interactive, and understand healing doesn't feel good. So if you haven't been doing it, it's not like, oh yes, now I have to do it. Spirit says, yeah, no, healing doesn't feel good. You're gonna have to change. And that might be, oh, now I gotta make time for this shit. Oh, and Spirit says, look at again, you want someone to make time for you, but you won't make time for yourself. It's like you have to become it. And so the easiest way is to find a passion. Otherwise, we're not going to want to be enjoying it. You have to be able to lose your lose yourself in the time and space in what it is that you're doing, meaning that, oh, I lost track of time. I just was doing it. I love what I do. It's like then you are living your bliss. That's when you're in the energy of love. That's when you are co-creating with spirit. That's when you're invincible. Spirit says, you needed to do that first because I'm a jealous God. You have to love yourself first because I'm inside of you. So again, this ensures that you're teaching people how you want to be treated. And so what happens is that you're getting frustrated because you're like, I'm treating you nicely and you're not treating me nice. And we had this connection and you abandoned me and you treated me like that. And spirit says, right, but so integrate it because you'll transmute that negative energy. You transmute it by applying the lesson to your life by becoming yourself because you're not your trauma, is what spirit says. You get the story of who you think you are, then there's a real story of who you truly are. And you say, why the fuck do you do that? And spirit says, to display my glory, to show you that you're always supported, you're always loved. You're not that. You just haven't created enough of yourself. And there's still too much of that. So spirit leaves off with one more message. And you know what? It's unfair because it's like no one teaches us. But the truth of the matter is, once you learn the lesson, you know what? It's like you don't have to learn it again. And when someone that you really do like comes into your life, they won't be able to manipulate you because you're like, and this person wants me to like date them without a commitment. And then you'll be like, I don't really want that because in the long run, I want XYZ, whatever that is to you. But then you'll say, I don't really want to spend the time with that person because they don't want to give me what I want. So instead, I'm going to go tango dancing with Carlo, and then I'm going to go with Marianne to Monte Carlos, and then I'm going to go and I'm having the passion for life. And that's through, again, I became myself. And I had no plan that I was going to do any of this. I just joined, hopscotch every Friday night, whatever the fuck it is that you decided to join. And the life unfolded. The universe makes a way where there is no way just for you. The lack of faith and the lack of connection to your higher self and to spirit is what the problem is. And so spirit says, again, there's a grander reason to why you're here. And that's to be the expression of love. And again, you can do that. And so that was a spiritual lesson. That's what needs to be integrated. Once you do it, you're commanding people on how you want to be treated. That's really what spirit says. And we leave off with one more, and that's creation. See what spirit says? That second chakra is all about birthing something. And I don't care, spirit says, what the hell it is. But you're not your trauma. It's a passion. It's a hobby. It's an interest. It's a becoming yourself. It's a lose yourself. Be like childlike. Understand? Every master starts off as a disaster. Don't judge your process, spirit saying, because you're not going to like it. Because I'm going to bring you the people, situations, and experiences that you don't think that you could do. That's how I change you. That's how I mold you. That's how the universe supports you and shows you that loves you, because it's all about restoring your energy back to its original energy of unconditional love. And that was before you were born into a fucked up society and ancestral karma and everything else. So spirit says, know this, you have the power to direct your life. Within a constructive attitude, create what is best for your soul. Firmly believe that you can transform and improve your inner and outer worlds by turning every thought into an affirmation and then action. Act in the image of God, again, which is just unconditional love. It's the universe, but we wouldn't know how to act like the universe. So you're going to act like unconditional love because it's all about the character. Again, that's what we're transforming. We're transforming the soul wounds, which again distort us. because again, we then feel like we need to become something that we're not. And so again, I just bring light into your life, and you can bring light into your life by again becoming yourself, just by creating your life. It's like, understand, waiting for someone to do it is what the problem is what Spirit's saying. You don't have to wait, because I'm going to bring you all different types of miracles. And, you get your passion not just through a person, but through experiences, and through, really pouring into yourself. And Spirit says, I need you to do that. It's like, then you'll really know who you are, and you'll never settle for less. Thank you. And thank you, Eric. Thank you, Erica, and everybody else for tuning in to today. Check out my subscriptions if you're interested in coaching, and if you're interested in, healing the effects of trauma. That's a big deal. We do breath work, we do meditation, we do tapping, we do cognitive therapy exercise. There's a bunch of different exercises, because what happens is when you live in a certain environment, you form habits and behaviorisms that just are in alignment with those survival mechanisms. But you have the power to shape and transform your life. You're the alchemist of your life. Love yourself enough to do it. And I promise you, you don't have to wait until you're 100% healed, because I don't believe that we ever really get there. However, you wind up seeing your life change. I saw it within myself. And if I could do it, believe me, anyone can do it. All right. Love you guys. I'll talk to you again, most likely later today. All right. Bye-bye. Oh, don't forget to like. It's good karma. Like, share, leave your comments, especially after this video ends. A lot of times there's no comments after. That's why I don't like to do lives. But Spirit says I have to do lives. I don't know why, but we're going to find out. All right. Love you guys. Really leaving. Bye-bye.